Hello, my crazy people. Welcome back to another episode of Mac Music Review. Today we're looking at an album. Before I do, just want to say there's going to be some stuff down in the description. If you don't know how the channel works, all that good stuff is going to be down in the description for this video. Today we are actually looking at the album Graduation by Kanye West. We're actually reviewing a Kanye West album. Wow. Never thought we would get this far. Graduation is a very singular album for Kanye West because among Kanye West's entire discography, well, first, this is the last album he did in the 2000s. It was the last album in the college phase. It was the shortest album in the college phase. The college phase are, of course, his first three albums, College Dropout. They all share a theme in the topic of the album, even though the topic doesn't really spread onto the lyrics. It is very much apparent in the album names. There's College Dropout, Late Registration, and Graduation. Also seen in the album covers. There's a little bit of a theme. But this is Kanye's last album in the college phase. Like the other two albums before it, it won the Grammy for Rap Album of the Year. I mean, it won Song of the Year, Best Rap Song of the Year for Good Life. This is a critically acclaimed album by a very critically acclaimed rapper. Some people say he's the greatest rapper of all time. I mean, this is a big album in terms of popularity and acclaim and all that kind of stuff. This album has songs like Good Morning, I Wonder, Champion, Good Life, Big Brother, Homecoming with Coldplay, with Chris Martin, Can't Tell Me Nothing. I mean, Good Life, just like iconic songs for Kanye West. Just like, wait till I get my money right, till then you can't tell me nothing right. Like, that's just an iconic line. So much of this stuff, this album just really feels iconic from like front to back. In terms of guest artists, this really is a Kanye album. Not like Late Registration where the guest artists are a really big deal and they play a very integral part to the album. This is mostly just Kanye, and the guest artists, even when there are guest artists, really don't steal the show. It really is always Kanye's show, even when there is a guest artist. Some of the guest artists on this thing are T-Pain on the song Good Life, Lil Wayne on Barry Bonds. He's like the second biggest artist on this thing. Mos Def on Drunken Hot Girls. And then Chris Martin, Coldplay on the song Homecoming, which Kanye West actually references by name. He talks about, on the song Big Brother, he talks about his relationship with Jay-Z, their very complicated relationship. And he talks about how he has a song with Coldplay, and now Jay-Z has a song with Coldplay, or Jay-Z has a song with Coldplay, now I have a song with Coldplay. I don't remember the order. I think it's Jay-Z. I think it's Kanye had a song with Coldplay first, and then Jay-Z has a song with Coldplay. But he literally says that, and it's like crazy, because that song with Coldplay is literally the song before Big Brother, Homecoming, on this album. The music on Graduation is very, very different from what we saw literally just one album before this. Kanye West constantly reinvents himself. And this is the album where he really went really big on the samples, and really went big, not just on the samples, but on the synths and electronic elements, because Late Registration was really a totally orchestral album. It was all real instruments, it was all strings, it was all violin, it was all piano ballads, and it did have some sampling, but it feels more prominent on this album. And like this album just totally, lots of electronic music, a lot of computer generated sounds and synths throughout this project, and they really are the things that are elevating it more above any other type of instrumentation or any other type of instrument. And that really just makes it stand out, especially when compared to other music. Most rap music isn't driven by synths. It isn't driven by samples. Most of it's driven by, snares and trap drums and all that kind of stuff. But this album really stands out. It's a very singular album in rap music. Yeah. This album just kind of feels classic. It's hard to talk about like from like a critical standpoint, because, and I definitely can. The biggest problem with this album in terms of like talking about it critically is the lyrical content. The lyrical content on this album is pretty weak for the most part. There's a few moments where the lyrics get kind of, just generally speaking, the lyrical content on this album is mostly fun. It's mostly about him just having a good time and him bragging about himself. And really, the lyrics don't get very, like, introspective or or super duper intelligent or, or very complex or deep or talk about, like, real things, which really wasn't a problem on his first two albums. He had a lot of really groundbreaking and really bold lyrical content on his first two albums, but this one is mostly, you could call it the fun album, his last fun album. Late Registration had a lot of stuff on it that was kind of fun and laid back, and the same for his debut, but after this, his stuff gets a lot darker. Some of the really good lyrics on this album come in the song I Wonder. The sample just hits so hard. The sample, this is one of my favorite Kanye West songs. I absolutely love I Wonder. It's just a really great song. And then you have things like Everything I Am, which just sounds like it was taken from Late Registration. This is a piano ballad. And it literally sounds like it could be on Late Registration. There's a little bit of sense, a little bit of computer stuff, but it's mostly just a piano ballad, and it totally just feels reminiscent of something on Late Registration. And that's definitely a very good thing. The Glory also has some good lyrics. Homecoming and Big Brother are lyrically the best songs on this album because they're storytelling songs. Homecoming is this really great story. Chris Martin brings so much to this track. Definitely the best, most impressive guest artist on this thing. Kills the chorus, really brings a whole lot to the song, makes it just sound great. Big Brother, like I already said, is a song about Kanye talking about his complicated relationship with Jay-Z throughout the years. And it's a storytelling song, and it's excellent. This is a really, really great song. The rest of this stuff is just kind of braggadocious. It's kind of Kanye bragging about himself, singing about, money and girls and sex and, other stuff that rappers talk about for the most part. When his first two albums were groundbreaking, both musically and lyrically. The first one, more groundbreaking lyrically, I would say. And then the second one, like College Dropout, had really fantastic lyrics. Late Registration was really fantastic in the music department. This album is really, really iconic, excellent production and music. Very different from Late Registration, but extremely impressive. But the lyrical content is definitely like a couple steps down. Still, musically, this album, front to back, like even the worst songs on this thing, like Barry Bonds and Drunken Hot Girls, still have very good music that I listen to, and I'm like, this is iconic, this is singular, this is totally original, this is totally Kanye, and that's what I feel about this project. It's totally iconic, fun Kanye. Honestly, I love this album. I'm gonna have to give it a 4.5 star rating out of 5. Honestly, if the lyrical content was better on this thing, I could see this being like Kanye's best album, honestly. Like, because the music, track for track, this thing just sounds great. The samples are some of the best I've ever heard. Like, Champion, that is the best. It uses a Steely Dan sample, and that is just excellent. It sounds so good. Stronger is just awesome. Good Morning is just sounds great. I Wonder, fantastic. Good Life just feels iconic, just makes you feel good. Can't Tell Me Nothing, that is such an iconic song. Barry Bonds, that chorus just hits it out of the park. Excuse my pun. Even Drunken Hot Girl sounds good. Flashing Lights, with its sense, just sounds fantastic. Everything I Am, amazing. Just sounds like a great ballad from Late Registration. I love it. The Glory, really great. Homecoming, excellent song. Music on this one especially stands out. Really interesting. Killer chorus. Big Brother, fantastic song. Fantastic album. Thanks for watching.